Hello and welcome to Matto's Board Box Mania, How to Build a Board Game Box, episode 6. Gluing the box together. Now, I'll try and get on with it. I'll try not to waffle too much like I do, but that last video was really long. It was over an hour long, hour and 10 minutes. I just watched it back, see if it was alright. It was very long. But the good news is even though it took me an hour and 10 minutes to cut these bits of boxes out, I'd do that in 10 minutes if I wasn't doing the waffling and all the talking. It doesn't actually take that long. The waffling and talking is all there. It's just to cover everything and for you to take it in. It doesn't take that long. It's not that complicated. All the stuff that I spend ages talking about, in reality, it doesn't take that long. So, let's get on with it. Let's stop mucking about. So we cut these bits out and we're going to glue them. And they've all got recessed bits like I was explaining. I better put the glass on for this. Well, maybe not yet. So, what should we start off with? Let's start off with the baseboards. Get all these out of the way. Now, when you do this gluing, you can get a bit stressy because I'm using PVA glue. And as soon as you put it on the board, it starts drying. So you're trying to do things pretty quick, and you don't want to be slathering loads and loads on, even though sometimes I do, because you get a bit panicky and that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go tell you what I do without gluing it, doing it dry. And then I'm going to do it gluing it, and I can't talk to you because it gets manic. Well, I might talk to you, I might swear a bit. I'll try not to swear if I do, sorry, but it does get manic. So what I'm going to do with this, right, I'm going to put the glue on the one board and I'm going to stick it on that board. And I want this recess all the way around. So how do I do that? So what I'll do is I'll get my things that I don't fully trust anymore, but I think it's alright. So I'm going to put that there. No, I'm not. I'm going to put that up against the angle line. I'm going to put that on the top. Right, and I'm going to push that in. And at the same time, I'm going to have some angle liners on the side. Maybe I'll just use these. Even though I don't fully trust these. I'll bucket that bit, I'll glue tight onto it. Sorry, I'll just use these big ones. Big one, the little one will be alright. And then what I'm also going to do is, when you get these on the side here, with the angle line, so again with the angle line going on top of that bottom board, right, and I'm going to push in like this, and then I'm going to push in like this, and 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 keep pushing, and I might push in like this, and then I might have a bit here to push in that baseboard, and then I might have another bit here to push in that top board, and I'm going to push that all together. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be really manic when I'm doing it and might provide some entertainment. So let's just do it. Let's not muck about. So I need bogger. You need bogger because glue gets everywhere. So let's pour a bit of PVA into my tray. I've got a bit of PVA in there. Don't know if I've got enough, but we'll see. And then I just use offcuts of the grey board to use as my spatula. It's probably not the best nicest spatula to have in the world, but solid, it's alright. They're not so good on these big pieces. So, all I do, can you see everything? Is everything there? Yep, that's good. Right, now let's just get a couple of bits of bog up out and ready to go, because I'm going to be reaching for that like a nutter. Sleeves keep falling down, don't want that stress. Can I wear my glasses? Why not, eh? Right, so I pick up some stuff on this, right, and we just start putting it on. Now you want to get, I'm going to be doing this a bit quick, you want to make sure you get it over the edges, up to the edges at least anyway, because otherwise, you know, the edges, it doesn't matter if you miss a bit in the middle really, it's the edges that matter. Now you want a time limit with this, because it just starts wanting to go, and you know it's going to start warping because you've got glue on one side. I'm not fully sussed at really how much to understand about the warping. I explained about that in the materials thing, about how it warps. At least I think it was in the materials video, it was on something anyway. Right, so I can just feel where I started there, it's just drying out a little bit. Put enough bit on there. Just keep putting a little bit on, don't want to knock it up. A little bit on there, it's tough, it's rushing. Okay, so I haven't put too much on. Right, let's get this in there. Right, now we're going. You want to make sure this is all, you're trying to hold so many things, it's really mental. Okay, let's try and get those bits on. Try and push these bits on, push them down. And then this, I've got a bit pushing around on, so right, yeah. Just got to try and get these on. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to get these onto the edges. Okay, let's do that. Push that up against the backness maybe. I think we're getting a bit. I've got an error. I've got a definite error happening here. Oh, I know what the error is. The error. Oh, fuck it. Excuse me. I can't do it. What am I doing? I'm doing something really wrong. See the stress? It's because I haven't used all these weird bits before. That's not right at all. That's really poor. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm on the panic now. So let's turn that round. Put one of those in AC. I haven't got that anywhere near up to the size. I'm going to have to pull this off and push it in. What a panic. Good entertainment. Like the Keystone Cops, isn't it? Just to show you how crap I am at doing this. It's difficult with these big ones. Yeah, that's a bit better. Now let's try and get this one. It's because these aluminium things are bent. That's the real problem. Oh, I'm going to stop using these aluminium things. Sorry, I'm going to stop using that. It's no good. I'm going to use a bit of grey wool. It's much easier. It's much nicer, that is. Get rid of these aluminium things. I hate them. I'm with the grey wool. I'm going to stop using them. So you're watching everything happening live. Changing what I'm doing. Right. At source. Still don't look right. I think I might have made a mistake on my cuts. Because I was using those stupid aluminium things. I'm not going to use them anymore. I hate them. I hate them. Right, so this isn't great, but it'll do. So now I've got to push all that down. I hate those aluminium things. It was such a good idea. I thought that's going to be brilliant. I'm going to sort out all my problems with that, and they've created more problems. Just don't get these aluminium things. Don't do it. Not unless you can get something factory cut. These are bent. They're bent that way, and they're crap. I hate them. Now I've got an error here, which is from the cutting that I did. It's not going to really matter. It's not going to make any difference. That's pretty stressy, that was. So now let's just wipe off some of the glue up there. Stupid aluminium things. Hate them. Just use grey ball for now. That's what I do on the last one. It was brilliant. So, stress out. Right, so you can see I've got this. Come on, can you focus? I've got this recess all the way around. Still focusing on the other stuff. Right, you got that. Now this is where my fault is this bit here. It's not quite full width. Oh, that's beautifully in focus. That's a full width. It's not a full width. I don't think it particularly matters. But what we do, just to be sure, I'm just going to check. .6, which is what we were talking about. 26.6. This one out. This one will be 26.1. That one. That's where it's gone wrong. It's not 26.1 on that one. Now I'm gonna actually do something that I haven't done for ages. This is one of the worst bases I've made for a while. It's good for you to see. It shows that I mucked up, but it also shows I'm an idiot for trying to do a new technique at the start. You know, and trying to do a new technique without testing it. So this is actually 26 point. Oh no, it is. No, I want 26.2. I wanted 26.1. Sorry, it's alright. I'll leave it. It's not that bad. I've made worse. Now we have to do these sides. Now this is the same kind of situation, apart from we don't put a spacer in on that side and then push it in, because we're only going around 3 sides. So what we do is we put the long one down and we get the short one, and the short one's going to be pushed up against there as well, and then we get 2 short bits of aluminium. I still don't mind the angle line's grand, it's just that flat bar, that's all. I hate the flat bar, I really hate it. It's upset me. And then with the, I mean, you know, I find the angle line brilliant, and then I'm just going to push the angle line in like that and try and not make it do that. This is fun, isn't it? I'm an idiot. I'm making so many mistakes. It's crap. What a really bad educational video. Okay, now this spatula is one thing I like. I was using that side to cover big coverage, but now I can use the other side to get something that's a bit thinner. Oh God, I'm making a mess. Maybe it's just too late. I don't know what time it's about. 11:15. Past my bedtime. Way past my bedtime. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning the other night doing this. And I was making my skate box. It's my favourite time of the night though, middle of the night. It always has been. When everyone's asleep, you don't get any hassle. Right, so I'm pushing this right up to both of these up to the edge. That bottom one, because I can't push it properly, I might push it with some offcuts. Now we'll get a bit of angle line in there. This is a lot less stressy. I'm going to push those together. I'm just going to do that a little bit, push everything together, push that up, try and push up. Well, now if I push those and then I get another bit on top of them, I can push that top bit up, can I? Push the top bit over. It's fine. So now that is dead flat on that side, and that side has got the recess. It's a much better piece. It's a much better piece than that stupid baseboard. Stupid aluminium things. I hate those aluminium things. Really hate them. Okay, so I'm just putting the glue on this. I mean, really, I should stop and redo the whole video, but sod that. What's going on here? Got a bit of a mess going on here. Got some fluffy bits. That's probably from the blade starting to get blunt on my knife and cut so cleanly. Okay, so push that. We can get that kind of into a pretty close position. Push the base thing on, push that on. Angle line. God, so much easier doing these bits. Angle line. Push. Roll down. Done. Now, where's that thing I threw away in the tools? This thing, my metal yoke. I haven't got it yet really, but I'd use my metal yoke here for scraping out excess glue if it sticks out. But you can just use a little offcut of grey board to do that. I assume that's all on the picture. The picture's got to be lower than I think, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got that. Next one. So you put the big bit on the bottom, big bit up against there, small bit, make some glue on. Put it on in kind of a rough position there. Maybe I'll do these bits, these ones first. Push that together. Push that base bit and the bottom bit in. Push the top bit in. Give the sides a little bit of a space, that's it. Dead flat on the top. Dead flat on the top there. That's right, that's what I want. Right, now I use this thing, this has got some glue on it here, look. Scrape that off. It's not sticking down. Sometimes it doesn't do this, so sometimes you have to work for it to stick down. Try and keep glue off everything. Stupid aluminium bits, I'm going to be going on about that all the time I'm doing this. Okay, that's one of the short ones. Grand. Next short one, long bit on that. Get some glue. A little bit manic. At least this where there's still a lot to do. There's a lot of this isn't the manic bit. This is the easy bit. When you stick all these bits together, now that's manic. I can get a bit manic. It's kind of in my nature, get a bit stressed out. Certainly, I don't know, not really a calm and collected individual. Mind you, I think I'll do myself an injustice there. I think I'm going to be quite calm sometimes. Right, that's got a bit of excess glue on it as well. We'll scrape that off. I like this thing I made. I won't do it with that. Look, I'll do it with a bit of grey board just to show you don't need a stupid bit of copper. Once glue off. The table gets really messy doing this. You just get stuff all over the place. Right, that's done. That didn't take long, did it? That bit anyway. That's good. So, got all my bits glued together there, all with the recess, and look, you see it's still coming up. Sometimes, and that's one of my long ones, so I did that a while ago. Sometimes it's not, doesn't want to go down, you know, and that's probably because well, I put the glue on, and as I'm putting it on, it dries. It's kind of, it does dry very quickly. No, look, that's no good. That's no good. Look, that's no good at all. Let's pull that apart. I have to stick some more glue in there and do that again. Try and get that right down there. No good at all. Didn't put enough glue on it. Rushing, you see. I mean, you know, I've noticed whenever I teach people to do things like when I teach them my trade, you know, letter carving. I do lettering in stone. I'm pretty good at it. When I try and teach people, I always make mistakes. And when I'm not teaching them, I never make mistakes. Same here. Trying to teach people how to do this, make mistakes. Weird, isn't it? I suppose it's just not being used to it. The more you do it, it's because I'm talking, not concentrating. But that's right, it'd just be boring if you sat there watching me doing this, wouldn't it? I might as well talk about something. You know, you can see, like, you know, from that El Grande big box, it's going to be much smaller. It's going to be 4mm higher than that, quite a bit. Right, let's make sure all the other bits are alright. That one's a bit crap as well. It's a bit annoying, that. Didn't make them wet enough. Now, this is another handy use for this metal thing. I can force it in between and get some glue on the end of it, and I can so, you know, even though I said you don't need something like this, it's actually pretty bloody handy, really, doing stuff like that. I should have put more glue on it, really. I should have smothered it a bit. But I'm always wary to smother it all in glue, because the more you smother it, the more glue it takes on, the more it'll warp, like I talked about. But you're better off having enough glue in there and it warping a bit than not having enough glue. Because if it warps a bit, it'll settle down. And these shouldn't warp because you're putting the glue on the opposite sides to each piece. Yeah, it doesn't warp. They both want to warp, but they both want to warp against each other. Or away from each other, but they're both trying to do the same thing, so it's alright. Right. Now. Oh, toilet. Big, huge toilet. Bash the camera. Don't like that. What an idiot. You should see my camera setup. It's complete and utter chaos. Well, I've got this all balanced on various game boxes. Got Tainted Grail, Escape, Java, Power Grid, Game of Thrones. It's all balanced on top of them. Right. So now we've got to glue these to the sides. So what I'll do is I'll probably end up doing this way. So that needs glue. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible errors. Try not to make the same mistake. I won't make the same mistake on this because I'll be slapping the glue on. You see this oozes out all over the place. Now, so this is dry run, right? So this one's going to go against the board. Get rid of some of that. Still loose glue. That's going to go against there, and then this right, kind of goes underneath it. Now, I'm going to bring this up to the camera. Move this chair. Try not to keep the camera. Right, so you can see here, this is the board, it goes, and then that bit there is on the outside of the bottom layer of the board. This bit is on the outside of the inner layer of the board. So if you look from there, that's sticking over there by 2mm over the edge of the baseboard. And it's very easy when you're doing it to actually do it like this. And that's not what you want. You want it that way. You want the board, the baseboard, inside the walls. I hope that makes sense. So what I'll do is that's going to go on there. And these are going to go on here. Look at this, it's not glued. It's just... Naughty boys, why isn't it gluing? I'm giving it enough of this kind of stuff, that's why. I'm rushing it. I thought, when I did it, I thought, great, I'll do it really quick. And I thought, great, I've done something really quick. And because I tried to do it too quick, because the videos take so long, I've mucked it up. And now it's taking longer than it would have done if I hadn't rushed it. Less haste, more speed. So much truth in that saying. So much truth in that saying. So I'm going to push these on, right, and then I'm going to use these two big bits of angle iron, right, to help push these on. And this helps to keep everything vertical. I hate the way these things aren't glued together. I'm having trouble with this box. Right, and then again, this line is on the outside here. This is on the outside of that. So this one is all the way inside the long ones. So I'll do that, and then I'll put this on inside. Right, and I'll probably push this in. Oh, I've got another bit of angle iron, a big piece. No, I haven't got, so I have to use. Yeah, I've got the perfect. Right, and I'll push that on, and I'll push all these together. So I don't need any of this. Let's get rid of this because clutter will just cause me stress. So, and then I'll push all these together. You can see the box coming together now, but again, look at that. It's just holes in the walls. It just makes me mad. But as you know, maybe as I push that together, it'll all come. And then what I'll do, I'll get some roll of masking tape. And then what I'm going to do, and this is the most laborious bit about making the box almost. Now let's just feel the stickiness. So I've got two different rolls of masking tape. Because I couldn't get my old brand, and like I said in the tools, masking tapes have different stickinesses, and I think, you know, there's obviously a thing between manufacturers where they make them different, but I also think they're for different jobs. Right, I'm going to use this one, it's a bit stickier. So I'm going to tape this up. But it's only a temporary tape. So I'm going to tape up all these joints, and when I do them I'll talk. And the reason I do that is you can pull the tape and it pulls all the joints together on all the corners and on the bottom. and then we'll leave that all taped up until the glue goes dry. I would highly recommend trying to get hold of this big angle line. Better than that stupid sheet I hate that I've got. The angle line, I love the angle line, I hate the sheet. I love the angle line, hate the sheet. Oh, good song, maybe I'll write a song about it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be quite full on. Now, so what I need to do, and this is really boring, and I hate doing this bit. So I'm going to need 2 bits tape for there, 2 for there, 2 for there, 2 for there. So that's 8 bits of tape, and I'm going to need 3. So that's 6. That's 14, and 4, and 4. That's 8. 22 little bits of masking tape. 22 of the blighters. 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. 6. It's annoying when the tape rips like that. What have I got? Can't remember. What can I talk about while I'm doing this? Cricket? Talk about cricket? No. Everyone hates cricket. I love cricket. Talk about board games. Talk about El Grande. I like El Grande. They're making the box. I really like El Grande. It's I haven't played with any of the expansions. I've only played the base game. I quite often do that. I get all these things with expansions and just stick with the base game. I'm kind of getting less like that, and I would tend more and more to just keep the base game and not get expansions. Depends on the game, obviously. And I do quite like that. I just backed the Robinson Crusoe Kickstarter today. I've got Robinson Crusoe. I've got the old Z-Man edition, and I missed the chance to upgrade it when they did that. They did an upgrade pack with all stickers and extra bits, and I never got it, and I missed it, and then they stopped making it. And they're going to do it in this campaign, so I'm going to get those and the adventure book. And then I thought, because I'm such an idiot, I thought, sorry, I'll just get all the upgrade pack, which is all the stretch goals and everything. 85 quid. Oh, sure, that's pretty much enough now. Right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to try and do this without too much stress. So now let's just get that in shot there. Where is it? It's about here. It's in shot. So now what I do here is I get the stuff on there, and I try, and I actually put quite a lot of glue in there. Probably too much, but I find it for this, I'd sooner have too much than not enough. You know, like the problems I was having with those things coming apart. Stupid. So I put that in there, remembering that which way around it's going. You remember, you know, so give that a little push. Now I'm rushing it because I've got limited time. The glue will start drying. The glue starts drying instantly, and that's another reason why I put quite a lot on. Because if I'm only putting a little bit, it'll dry quicker. If you put a lot on, gives you a bit more time. Less panic time. Oh Jesus, I didn't need to do that, did I? Oh, well, I'll put this one on this side because I'm leaving that in free, because I'll do that when I do the end bit. Okay, put that on. Push that in. Push everything back. Make sure that's nice and vertical. Okay, that's good. Get this one. I'm just doing the bottom here. I'm not doing the sides, because that side's already got some glue in it. Not doing the sides. I almost did the sides after saying I wasn't going to do them. Oh no, that doesn't have any glue in it. It does need sides. Idiot. I'm such an idiot. What a mug. If ever you met me, You wouldn't think I'm an idiot, but I am. Right, now there's loads of glue floating around. I'm just going to do a quick little clean up. Now there's going to be loads of glue underneath. Now I'll knock that off. That always happens now. I've got glue all over my work. That's what happens. You know, I can make a much better setup for this that's much more secure. You know, like I'm always balancing this thing on the edge and it always falls off and makes a blooming mess. Gets on things and I'm always, oh. You know, like when I'm anal with my accuracy, even though I might be aiming the accuracy, but on this one I haven't got it very accurate, have I? And I'm not anal with my work, my worktop. Right, so now pushing all these together. Okay, now it's always worth taking these off. Oh, look, it's stuck to the. Oh, you see, this is it. It's because I've been talking. I haven't been rushing. I've been taking it too easy. I should be doing this much quicker. Get rid of that. It's always good to turn it round. Let's hope I turn it around and put it the same way. I think I might put it the same way around. Right, push this. Get all this vertical. Try and get all these edges real nice. Okay, now a bit of bother. Wipe the excess off these joints. Move these. Now we're taping. One at the bottom. Always start at the bottom, and you can pull it round. That pulls that joint in. It's good. I like that. Same here. And then one on the top. Pull that joint in. Sometimes pull it too tight. Pull it off. Pull that joint in. So you do it here. Yeah, I can see there's a gap there. You see, there's a little, it's probably a millimetre gap where it hasn't quite pushed in. That's why I do this. Now this does add quite a bit of time to this job doing this, but it's worth it for the nice joints. And if I'm pushing glue out, which that is, that's the way to do it. It isn't pull the tape. You push it. So I'll stick it on there like that. And then I'll push the joint together, you squeeze all the glue out, you get rid of the glue, and then you work that around. You see now excess glue's come out, and that's glued the tape on. That's going to make a mess when you take it off. And there's an awful lot of glue on the bottom there. Get rid of some of that. Now, put that on there. Now, do the same. Let's start. Go on this side. Tape, and then push it round. That's what you do. See, I keep forgetting these techniques. That first time I pulled round, that's why it kept coming off. Push it, and then you get it really tight. It's quite stressing. Look at me, I'm puffing and getting stressed. But it is like that. You know, you've got to just get on with it. I see all these places where these aren't really glued very well. Doesn't matter that much because I'll adjust that at a later stage. Yeah, you can always improve things at a later stage. Now try and get these off. Try and clean it up. Now, maybe I'll just use a bit of a squeeze together. Alright, so even though I said I had that error on the, you know, where it wasn't 2mm on the joint, I don't think it's mad. So again, you push it on, and you push these things over. You push these things, push them or hold it and pull it over. You know, this really makes such a difference. It pulls it all in, pulls everything in, and if you measured it accurately, which I hope I did, even though it's by no means the best accuracy I've ever done. No, I'm not going to do that. And if I do that end, then it fixes the ends. I'm going to work down the sides. Do one end and then work down the sides. If you do both ends, then if this is high and you push it down, it's going to be a bit weird. I haven't got time to really explain it. I'm on the manicness. Now this tape I'm putting on, right, this is really added to the length of me. This is just temporary tape. I'm going to take all this tape off again when it's dry. And it's going to make a bit of a mess, as you'll see. But as you say, I'm always trying to refine technique. I haven't found a better way of doing this. Right, this is a bit tough here to get that going down. Wipe that off. Coming down this way now. And that one, tighten that. Just pulled out a lot of glue. So really you want to get rid of the glue. Look at this one, the box is appearing. And the box is appearing. Amazing. Finally, after how many hours of video? 5 hours of video? 5 hours. My God, I'm so sorry. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. No one's going to watch them all, are they? Well, when I gave them all the numbers, that's when everyone's going to turn off. And I found the first one or two quite interesting. Right, we're getting there now. So that's all taped. I'm just going to give this a push. Push it all together. Now, I've got a dodgy bit here. So I'm going to try and get some glue in there, because that bit's wrecking my head, and that bit's been doing that for ages. I'll just try and board some glue in there. See now all this bogger, all the bogger, that's all sticky now. You get really sticky hands, it all gets a real mess. You can see I've got an inaccurate cut there, and I can see how hole. I'll show you in a minute. Now I'm going to use this, but you could use this. But try and scrap it. I'll do half it with this. You can see in there, there's all this glue on the inside joints. Can you see? Can you see all the glue on the inside joints? I think so there, and it's all the way around. So I just get one of these, I'll do it over here, and try and scrape it all off. Now, the problem with this grey board stuff is that it's square, because that's an offcut, and that's why I like this, because it's not square, and this isn't square, it sticks out a bit, so I can actually get in there. So I'm going to do it with this. Don't need this thing, but it's good. If you can make something like this for scraping off, I mean, you know, you could get in there just with a bit of bogger and wipe it out, you know, that'd be fine. Just get in there, but I quite like this because it also, as you go along, it pushes glue into any gaps that you might have, that there might be. Now, it's such a shame I mucked up on my thing, because this is almost perfect apart from that dodgy bit that I did, and I'm sure it's when I was doing that aluminium stuff you saw me struggling with it. And it's a real shame, because I wanted to do this perfect and it's not. It's pretty good. It's just on that edge. I think everything else is good. It's a bit weird here. So, that's the box made. My sock's coming off. Get rid of that flappy sock. Get rid of the other one as well. That's weird walking around one sock. So, now let's have a look. I'll look at the camera while I'm doing this. So you can see there how the joints is. These go on the outside. Can you see those? Look. See the joints there on that side, and then you can see on the bottom. Come on, yeah, look, right, so you see how the wall is on the outside of the bottom, and that's the bottom bit. And we can go along. Stop trying to. Now, right, so now I mean this is, you know, super close up, so you can see there's gaps in there with glue. That's all right. I'm not worried about that. That's, you know, that's partly my, you know, my muck up on my cutting with all that aluminium rubbish that I hate. I hate that aluminium stuff. I'm going to say it again and again and again, but you can see that's all pretty good. But when I cover this in paper, all those holes are going to fill in with glue. I can't look in there, going the wrong way, am I? It's like that. It's all like this. I'm showing you that anyway. And you can see, come on, you know, how flat it is here, you know. And that's only with 3 measurements. We've done that, we measured 3 things. Yeah, we measured the length and did that big long cut, didn't we? And then we measured the width of this and did 1 cut. And then we copied that using my funny technique. And then I did 1 cut, measured 1 cut of the height. And that's all I did, 3 measurements. And now we've got to wait for that to dry. So, I'll keep the video short. So that's it, I've glued that together. I'll leave that to dry. I'd probably leave that for an hour, but I could go to bed, leave that overnight, and I could come back to it tomorrow. And what we do is we'll take this tape off. That can leave a bit of a mess, but then I'm not worried about it. And then we sand all of these. We round them all off. We sand everything, and then we put reinforcing tape around it, and then we cover it in paper. So next video will be quite short. It's just sanding it and taking these off. The short videos are 20 minutes, aren't they? Ah, damn! I forgot something. I'll explain that in the sanding video. That's it. It's coming out quite nice. Now, the lid is exactly the same. It's just a different measurements. You go back to your drawing and you do the lid. Now, I reckon I could do all that from having the plain board out and starting to make this. I could get to this stage in probably take me 10 minutes to cut it all out. I could, you know, I could probably do that in 15-20 minutes if I was just focused on it and not drinking tea and taking it easy. I could probably whack that out 20 minutes. So if I say 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, I don't know. But not that long, certainly not as long as the videos. I do, if the videos are an hour and a half. Yeah, I mean, you know, 20 minutes. I reckon I could get to that stage in 20-25 minutes. So it's not that long. Let me see, that's all. Might try and force some glue in there. So, goodbye. Thank you for watching. The one person who's still watching. And you person who is watching, thank you. Brilliant. Write something nice in the comments for me. Because the one person who is watching, I'm doing this for you. You enhance your life. See you later.